All right, guys, so here I am. I told you yesterday that I was going to post a video today and try to bring some perspective to what's going on in the real estate market. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of chatter in the news about what's happening, and my job as a real estate agent is to try to pull some of the emotion out of that and just take the facts and then bring them into perspective. So today is going to be a little bit of a talk on perspective. You know, there are almost 8 trillion people in this world, which means there are 8 trillion different perspectives. And so what I want to do is not give you from my perspective. I want to talk to you about what's going on based upon the facts, but then also kind of give you the perspective from a real estate agent's point of view in our market. Because, you know, our market is very different than, say, California or Florida or somewhere up in the Northeast. Some of the things are the same. You know, we've got some things going on that are pretty much across the board. And then some of the things are different here. And so I want to arm you with education on how you can make the best decision for you and your family regarding real estate. So I wanted to kind of talk first about the inventory that we're seeing right now. I've heard several people this week say that we don't necessarily have an inventory shortage. What we have is a shortage of active inventory. We have a lot of buyers, and the houses that are coming on the market are going under contract very, very quickly. That's great for sellers. It's pretty difficult for buyers. As a buyer, you've got to be pretty well armed and ready to move. You cannot be hesitant. If you see a house on the market that you like, you cannot be like, well, I don't know, we'll go see it, maybe we'll make an offer. No, you've got to be ready to move, which means you need to have yourself pre-approved and possibly even underwritten, depending on the lender that you're with. You need to potentially have cash on hand. I do not ever recommend foregoing inspection, although if you know, I will advise, but if that's what my client chooses, that will be their choice. But I do not ever recommend not doing an inspection, at least for informational purposes, because the last thing you want to do is get into a house and find out that you've got foundation issues or termites, or you know, the roof has all kinds of issues, or maybe underneath the, you know, in the crawl space there's moisture, those kinds of things. You don't want that. So, but as a buyer in this market, you need to be ready to move. But here's the thing, you also need an agent who is going to work to find listings that just haven't gone on the market yet. There are sellers who are ready to sell out there, and if that's one of you, there are options. Buyers are flexible. They're willing to give all kinds of concessions to a seller to be able to get into a house. So, and we could talk about those if that's you. You know, I want to sell, but I don't know, what if my house sells really fast and then I don't have anywhere to go? We can talk about that. There are options. And the other thing that we're hearing in the news right now is the interest rates are ticking up. And they are ticking up. But let's get some perspective here. Okay, guys, yes, we have been ridiculously, historically low. I mean, under 3%, money was essentially free. And that's part of what drove is still continuing to drive all these buyers into the market right now. But let's be realistic. While the interest rates are ticking up, and you definitely want to capitalize on these low interest rates if at all possible, even if the interest rates doubled, they would still be historically low. I mean, come on. let's think, 1971 was when they first started tracking real estate. And about 10 years after that, about 1981, interest rates were between 16 and 24%, depending on where you were. If you ask my mom, they bought their first house, she's in her 70s, they bought their first house at 12%. And if you ask one of my clients right now who are also in their 70s, they bought their first house at 24%. So let's not forget that even if these interest rates go up to 4% this year, which they're not saying that they will, they'll still be under that 4%. But even if they did go up to 4%, y'all, that's still historically low. That's crazy low. So let's keep some perspective with that as well. But anyway, I also want to tell you a story. I love to just kind of share my heart. And the other day I went in to buy donuts, and there was a man in there. He was buying donuts as well. And he kind of looked at me and said, she's going to pay for my donuts. And I said, okay, I'll pay for your donuts if you tell me one person that you know who has a real estate need. And he was like, oh goodness, I can't think of anybody. Well, we kind of talked and joked around and everything about the real estate market. He leaves, I go to pay, I find out he's paid for my donuts. And so I open the door because I'm trying to catch him before he leaves, and I yell, thank you so much. And he's like, you know, have a great day, good luck in the real estate market. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, it's just one of those things that it just kind of makes you feel good to know that there are still really a lot of good people. Y'all, we are so prone to focus on the negative. I am so prone to focus on the negative, and yet there is good all around us. So I want to encourage you guys today to go make it a great day on purpose. Do something really nice for somebody. Smile at somebody. Tell somebody that you like their hat. I decided to wear a hat today. But anyway, you know, just go and make it a great day on purpose. And I will get back on here next week, and we will have another cup of Joe with Jen, and we will talk more things about real estate. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.